Hey everybody, I'm Masood, and in this video I'm gonna teach you how you can use Redux inside your React or React Native applications without any headaches and step by step. So let's begin. Here I wrote a completely step by step tutorial about how you can use Redux inside your applications. But in this video I'm gonna do all the steps here together to show you how easily you can use it and integrate it inside your application. Here, as you can see, I have a fresh installed React package here. As you can see inside the packages on, we don't define any other packages, and when you run your project you will see a page like it. And the first step that we should do is that install the required libraries using npm. I need to install two packages, Redux and React Redux. I should copy them and paste it inside your terminal. And you can see that these two packages are added inside your package.json file. Then I need to create a new folder inside src folder. I call it Redux, and inside it I need a file for our actions, so I name it actions.js, and another file for our reducers, reducers.js. Imagine that our use case is that we have a counter inside our application, and we have two buttons for adding values and minus them. So I should define two button here, and also I need a label to show the current value of the counter. So I need two actions. Let's define them. Export const I should name it add value, and the value, and also another one is for minus and minus value. So we wrote our actions and we should use them inside our reducer. In fact, these two constants that we already defined here are our action types. They are not actions. Here we gonna define our action creators that return a new action for us. So I should write them like this: export function, name it add value, and it gets from input a value, for example val, and here I should return our action. That bear in mind that every action should have a type, one type that it should be a string. So at first I define our type. I should import it at first. Import from our actions file and use it here, and also the value is value. It's better to rename it. So here I can remove it and is the same. Also, I need another action creator here for minus value, and only our type should be different. Minus, am I right? Let me check it. Yeah, and change it here. Here we have a problem because we haven't exported them, these two variables, using export default. We should put them inside brackets, and also I can make it shorter using this syntax to import both at once. Let's write our reducer. Reducer is a pure JavaScript function. It means that inside our reducer we shouldn't do any side effect. So I need to use export default and then name of or reducer. I can name it anything I want. I will use counter for it, and the first argument is the initial state of our Redux state. I should define initial state here, and inside it value. The default value is 0, and state is initial state as a default, and also the action that we will pass inside the counter function further. Then we should change our state based on the action that is happened. So I need a switch case here based on action.type, and the first case is gonna be add value, and I should return the last state, and then should change the value yeah, state dot value plus action dot value. Action dot value actually is the value that we passed here, and I need another case for minus 2. Break. Minus capital words, a value minus, and then we need a default case. This is necessary. Return default state. So because we use return, we don't need any break here. Okay, our reducer function, the main function of our Redux is ready, and here in this example, because we only have value, we don't need this line. But if you had other values here, for example number 1 and others, you need this to first copy all the state and then change the ones that you need to change at this type of action. We almost have done all the necessary steps and we can use our Redux inside our application with changing the app.js or another file that you need to integrate or state inside this component. Here I should at first import a really important method called connect from React Redux library and uh, connect our app to the Redux using this function. So here, instead of exporting our app as a default, I should do something like this. Here I'm using connect function to connect our component to the Redux, and the first argument is actually the states that we need to access to them inside our component, and here is our dispatch that, for example, we want to call these two actions. So we are using Redux Dispatch API. We can run these two actions. So I should write them here. Const map state superops is a function with state as an argument, and it returns a JavaScript object that is contain I should write it in this way. Our counter equals to state dot counter, and then for dispatch I can easily define an object with the name of our actions, that is add value and minus value. And so I should import them. Import add value and minus value from Redux folder and reducers. Also, we can have multiple reducers, and it's better to have each reducer in a separate file, and Redux has a function named combine reducers that I will display you how you can use this to combine all the reducers that you have written inside separate files into the one reducer. Okay, here we have our connect and dispatch. It's somehow ready. Okay, to connect our application to the store, we should change our index.js file. From here, I need to create our store at first using create_store method. So const store equals to create store, and inside it I should define all my reducers, that here we just got one reducer. You can have multiple reducers, and it's better to separate them into uh, each file for every reducer and then combine them using a method you named combine reducer. For example, you can have cons reducer, for example, main reducer, and using combine reducers, and inside it define or our reducers, and then pass the main reducer inside the create store. Let's import it first. Import reducers from Redux reducers, and I need create store. I should import it from here, I think. Yeah. And then I need a provider. Provider store is equal to the store that we just created, store, and provider is a wrapper for our whole of our application. Provider is not defined. Yeah, we should import it from another library that we installed at first. Provider from React Redux. Okay, our main reducer store created, and here I just need 3 HTML elements, 2 buttons to add and minus, and a div or label to show us the current value of our counter. So let's do it. Here at first I need our props as an argument for our component, and here let's remove them and make our div. Props dot counter dot value should be here. Remember that this prop name should be same as it that you defined before here. And also 2 buttons. On click we have an arrow function here. Props dot add value, for example 5, and add 5 here. Also another button for minus, and I think everything is ready. Let's see. Oh, we have a problem here. The value is undefined. So what is our problem? Let's check step by step. Here we have counter, state.counter. State is whole state of our application, and counter should be one of the reducers. So let's see our reducer. Inside this file we have counter, so the name is connect. Let's check index.js reducer. Oh, it's a problem. We should name it like what is what. Okay, counter here and here, so I think it should be working. Yeah, current value is 0 as we defined that inside our reducer initial state. Check 5, 10, 15, 10, 5, 0. Okay, guys, we have implemented Redux inside our application. We had a really simple use case for having a state manager. You can define several reducers inside your application and manage states in this way. It's so good for large projects. Don't forget to use state managers. I would suggest you use Redux for it, and as you can see, the configuration at first is a little tricky, but when you done it, you can just copy this folder to another project and change or index JS file and implement it again, so it's not gonna be something hard for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, you can thumbs up on the bottom below the video. Thank you guys. Goodbye to next video.